Good evening, everyone. Please bow your heads while I do opening prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, God, I thank you so much for bringing us to this point in the election process. I ask that tonight, as each of the candidates do their speeches, that you ease any nerves that they may have so that they can articulate their points clearly and just help them to be able to show themselves through the short speeches that they do tonight. Bless everyone who is here. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Hey everyone, good evening. So tonight we have 9 amazing candidates, and tonight is USM speeches. Next Monday is going to be USM debates. So basically each candidate will be up here from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, maybe 1 minute, basically telling you a little bit about themselves, about their platform, and about what they want to achieve next year. Most of the positions are not opposed. I think only athletic vice and academic vice are opposed, so it's going to be really exciting. As audience members, we just ask that you guys be respectful, be attentive, really pay attention to what they're saying, because these are going to be your student leaders next year. So let's not vote for someone who's most popular. Let's vote for the person that has the best platform and the person that can really do the job. So the first person that is going to come up here is Mr. Christian.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, we got to try that again. Good evening, everyone. All right. My name is Kristen Berg. I am a sophomore theology major, and I am from the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm running for religious vice simply because of the fact that there is a need on this campus. A question I have for all of you: how many of us are college students? Right. How many of us get stressed out easily? And finally, how many of us want growth? Right. Well, I have an answer to all of these questions. The thing is, you can't get any of these things without Christ, whether you believe it or not. So there's a verse in the Bible. I have to go to the verse. It says, John 14:6, it says, Jesus told him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. So my mission statement for religious vice is Christ, the center and circumference of our life. I was a freshman, and I was in my Christian spirituality for ministry class, and one of the students said how she learned how Christ should be the center and circumference of her life, meaning that Christ was the center, meaning that Christ was her focus, and Christ was the circumference, meaning Christ was also the surrounding of her life. So my mission as your possible future RVP would be to really just not get you to stop doing the quote-unquote sinful things you do, but just to develop a relationship with Christ so that Christ can be the center and circumference of your life. Because when Christ is the center and circumference of your life, legitimately things change, whether we believe it or not. And I know for a lot of us, because for me, religion is something that's iffy. Sometimes I'm questioning myself in terms of my own spirituality. I'm not coming up here as the most spiritual person. I'm just coming up here as someone who's seen Christ work in their life and wants to see Christ work in everybody else in this school's life. And so the answer is quite simple. The way I want to do this is simple. You see all these leaders up here and all your worship leaders and all leaders on campus. I want to gather them all around and just talk, have a conversation, and introduce them to Christ. Get a devotional life in their life, because once they have a devotional life, the things they pour out to those non-student leaders, the things they pour out to their group of people that they're leading over will be from Christ, and it'll be about Christ. At the end of the day, my goal is not to get you to have more worship credits. My goal is not to prevent you from getting fines for having earrings. My goal has nothing to do with what you do as a person. My goal is to introduce you to a beautiful relationship with Christ. And that's it. That's all I have for you. So with that being said, please vote for me when the time comes. And if you have any questions, we have a debate next Monday, and I will cover more during that debate. Thank you so much.
All right, great job. All right, next, you're going to hear from 2 candidates. You'll hear from Maya Walters and Nana. They are both running for athletic vice.
How y'all doing? Good. Well, good evening, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Maya Walters, also known as Baby Maya. but I am running for your athletic vice for this next school year. As your athletic vice, my goal is to present you with the activities geared towards standout. That is something that we focused a lot on when I came into my freshman year in 2016, but I feel as though we don't talk about it as we should anymore. For those of you who do not know what standout is, the acronym stands for sunlight, temperance, adequate rest, nutrition, drinking water, outdoor, use physical activity, and trust in God. I want to create activities that emphasize standout. I want to create activities that emphasize standout because I care about your physical, mental, and spiritual wellness as students. As young adults, we too often neglect the most important things, which is our health. Along with taking care of our health as students, I want to support our student athletes. As a former student athlete and current team manager, I understand the difficulties in balance, but I'm here to make it easier. I want to make sure our athletes get the academic and spiritual support that they need throughout their seasons. I'll be working closely with the captains of each sports team through the summer and through the school year to make sure that they are being heard. When you see me around campus, don't be afraid to come up and talk to me about the platform. For those of you who have any other questions, as Christian said, we'll be here next Monday for the debates, or I will be happy to answer any other questions after today.
Hello, my name is Nana. I am a junior biochemistry major, and I am running for your athletic vice for the 2020-2021 academic year. I have always been a student athlete, so when I walked into Oakwood and I found out there's a soccer program, I was super excited, and I joined right away. I have been an athlete in Oakwood for the past 3 academic years, and I have realized that there's many things we can do to improve the athletic program in Oakwood University, which is why the platform I am running on is called Evolving Oakwood Athletics. A student athlete is essentially a student who participates competitively in sports, right? So with that definition, most of us identify as student athletes, not just those who play for the main team, because there's intramurals, and all of us participate in that too. Being a student should not take priority over being an athlete, and being an athlete should not take priority over being a student. A successful student athlete has a perfect balance between the two identities as an athlete and a student. To do this, there has to be a schedule that takes into consideration everything that you are responsible for. Now, this balance is extremely difficult to obtain, which is one of the things I plan to aid in fixing. I plan to create academic assistant programs for all our athletes, especially geared towards our varsity athletes. This way, they don't just play or they don't just study, they get to do both in an environment that caters to it. I have seen firsthand the challenges and stress that goes into this, which is why it's one of my main things I want to focus on. The second thing I plan on focusing on is our intramurals. So in every league, there's not just people playing, there's trainers, there's coaches, there's pundits. And this type of system creates a lot of opportunity for professional development for all students. So from the allied health department with the physical training to nutrition, all the way to communications where we can have sports journalists and our pundits, I plan on evolving the intramural program to incorporate all of these so that the students also get professional training that can go on their resume. Because after Oakwood, we want to be able to do something. Now, not everyone participates in sports. Some people don't want to play. Some people just want to work on themselves and get fit, which is why I have a program for that as well. In this, we'll be working with the PE department to create workout schedules, workout programs, as well as meals that would help each individual who plans to lose weight and get fit to do this. So when you vote for me, these are some of the few policies that I plan to implement. And not just that, I plan to be extremely accountable. For every single policy I plan to implement, the beginning to the end, I plan to talk to the student body about it. So you know what's happening, when it's happening, how it's happening. Thank you.
Great job, Nana and Maya. All right, next up, we have a candidate for social vice. Let's have a round of applause for Mark.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Mark Hawk. I'm a pre-law major, and I'm from Chicago. I'm running for social vice president for the year of 2020-2021. President Obama once said that change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we see. The job of the social vice president includes, but is not limited to, chairing the social committee, working with the director of student activities to plan events to take place at least once per week, and to plan and organize a back-to-school event. Change happens when ordinary people get involved, get engaged, and come together to demand change. If you elect me as social vice, I will always consider your concerns, ideas, and different perspectives in planning events. I'll always be available and open to any constructive criticism, concerns, or any issues that you may face when it comes to our event life. I will make it my goal to see that your ideas and issues are handled in a timely and appropriate fashion. I plan to open up the social committee to those who are hardworking and dedicated to planning events and being readily available for the events as well. A lot of times we don't hold our leaders accountable. I expect each and every one of you to hold me accountable. I plan to send out an open letter each month to tell you what I have planned for the month as your social vice. Tonight, I'm asking you to elect a hardworking leader, a leader who's willing to represent you no matter what. If you elect me, this won't just be my position, but our position. We can and we will lead as one. Michael Jordan said that some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. So let's make things together. Let's make things happen together by electing Hawk for higher heights. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless Oakwood University.
Great job, Mark. All right, the next position is the position for academic vice. We have two people running for this position. We have Crosby and Kristen. Kristen will be going first.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Oakwood University administration, faculty, staff, alumni, and student body. My name is Kristen Berg, and I would love the opportunity to serve as your next United Student Movement academic vice president. When you hear Oakwood University, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you think about AY? Do you think about the music, DP, VOT, the Aeolians, the basketball, soccer, or volleyball teams, the school spirit teams, the All-Stars, the Pride, Certified? For many of you who just answered this question, did your response relate or connect in any way to academics? If it didn't, this is a major concern. Oakwood University is a school of excellence, producing great alumni and educating some of the most brightest and intelligent minds of today that happen to be right here on our campus. As a student on this campus, I too see the day-to-day issues. I hear your concerns, and I would like to make a change. My initials spell CAB. A cab is a vehicle that assists you in getting to your destination. It is my desire to be your cab. I'd like to assist you in your journey to reach your academic destination. So let's go places. Let's go to internships offered by Fortune 500 companies. Let's create initiatives to find and locate scholarships. Let's prepare ourselves at Oakwood University so we can go to prestigious graduate schools, medical schools, and law schools like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Johns Hopkins, Loma Linda, Meharry, and Andrews universities. Let's form relationships with graduate schools to create more pipeline programs through Oakwood University. Let's be exposed to the great advice, tips, and keys to success through powerful speakers, seminars, workshops, and other experiences that will expose us, grow us, and develop us. Let's honor, celebrate, and recognize students who have excelled in their classes and who have received awards and honors. Let's create programs and partnerships for students to equip us with the necessary skills to perform better academically. Let's create more opportunities that will help us succeed. Let's positively impact the climate of our university so that when people think of Oakwood University, the first thing that comes to their mind is the brilliant students, the rigorous classes, the thorough professors, and the excellent academics. If you vote for me, I will advocate for you. I will defend you. I will work hard for you. I will represent you. I will not use my position for accolades or recognition, but I will use my platform to make a noticeable, undeniable change on this campus for you. So I want to go places with you. So please vote for me, Kristen Alexis Berg, for Academic Vice President. Let's go places.
Good evening. My name is Crosby Lambert, and I'm running for Academic Vice President. When I look around at Oakwood University students, I see the future. I see future doctors, lawyers, accountants, social workers, nurses, and many more valued professions. As Academic Vice President, I will work hard to make sure that you have the tools to succeed and to turn your dreams into reality. I want to help each and every one of you get to the places where you need to go. That starts with accountability. I want my responsibilities as Academic Vice President to be publicly known. As your Academic Vice President, my goal is to work with you and for you. As an ally, to fulfill all of your academic needs. If elected, I will implement a variety of opportunities that will get us smart. I will be working with students on or off academic probation, making sure they are reaching their goals. If elected, I plan to bring guest speakers to academic clubs, workshops, that will demonstrate some of the work in their field to provide exclusive exposure to all of you. Workshops that will include the application process for internships, jobs, and grad school, teaching students how to write personal letters and statements, and to stimulate interviews, mock interviews. I believe that it's important to communicate with each other across all areas of academics, both on and off-campus students. So not only do I want to speak to everyone in the dorms, but also those that are living off campus. I will also gladly become a member of the Academic Appeals Committee, so I can support students that need to take that extra credit to graduate, or to those that want to take a chance on taking that extra mile to reach their greatest potential. I want to help students that have learning disabilities and need accommodations to have the proper resources to help them be successful. I want to work alongside the Oakwood Dream organization to ensure that their needs are being met, because nobody should be left behind, especially when it comes to getting an education. Across the board, I'm here to work for you and to create opportunities to turn to success, done so by management skills, and that will advance and reach academic goals and to get on track for graduation. My many years of experience here, handling degree audits, academic clubs, sports, and professors and advisors, qualify me for this position. I'm ready to work to fulfill all of its requirements and more. I am thrilled to implement my ideas that can create success for Oakwood University students. And if any of you guys have any questions or suggestions, I am willing and prepared to listen. Hold me accountable. I want to work for you, Oakwood students, so please vote for me so we can get smart together.
All right, that was great. All right, next we are going to hear from Bree, and she is running for the position of USM parliamentarian.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Breanna Dean. I'm a junior studying political science and biology, and I would love to be your USM 2020-21 parliamentarian. I'm not new to USM. I was a USM sophomore senator for the 2018-2019 administration, and during my time as a senator, I was also privileged to serve as a Senate parliamentarian. So the requirements and job description of the parliamentarian are not at all foreign to me. My platform is simple and to the point: advocacy and action. If you don't know what advocacy means, to advocate means to speak or write in favor of, support or urge by argument, and or recommend publicly. And that's what I intend to do if you elected me to be your USM parliamentarian. But I won't stop at just vocally advocating for you. I want my advocacy to be followed by action. Action that is not only able to gain the attention of administration, but action that is able to retain the attention of administration. This is our campus, and I want to make sure your voice is heard. Let me advocate for you. Let me make sure your voice is heard. I no longer want the issues that students face to be brushed over with little or no regard. Let me make sure that the issues you face on campus are handled with diligence and dedication until we reach a solution you are satisfied with. Also, allow me to educate you on the rights you have as a student on this campus. Also, allow me to hold your USM officers accountable by upholding them to the USM bylaws, Constitution, judicial, and executive manuals. I want to listen to you, I want to advocate for you, and I want your voice to be heard. So if you guys want advocacy and action, then you want me, Breanna Dean, to be your USM parliamentarian for the 2019 2020-21 school year.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're almost finished. Next, we're going to hear from Miss Dana Wallace, and she is running for Executive Vice President.
Hi guys, like Ariane said, I'm Dana Wallace. I am a sophomore social work major from Nassau, Bahamas. So J. Robert Oppenheimer said, "It is not possible to be a scientist unless you believe it is possible to learn. It is not good to be a scientist, and it is not possible unless you think that it is of the highest value to share your knowledge, to share it with anyone who is interested. Likewise, I do not feel it is possible to be a good leader unless you believe it is possible, it is good to serve. Neither is it possible unless you think it is of the highest value to advocate on behalf of your fellow students who are being robbed of reaching their next step to success due to variables beyond their control. Thankfully, before you stands someone who has always been and is willing to continue serving her fellow students, but this time as Executive Vice President, and I want to help you reach your next step. In the past, I've proven myself as a servant of action. That in my freshman year, I had to endure many late nights as I partnered with Michael Owusu and Ryan Washington as a co-founder to ensure that the Pride Drum Corps became the Pride Drum Corps. Finally, in my freshman year as Carter Hall Senator, I took it upon myself to tackle the issue of physical plant by going to each of my residents' rooms door by door to ensure that their requests were being fulfilled. And if they weren't, I went to physical plant and I said, fix it. This year, my role has been more in the shadows as Executive Secretary because my main focus was ensuring that your student government ran smoothly under the administration of Alexia Griggs and Jessica Robinson. Also this year, we got the chance to work as liaisons between students and administration on issues such as retention and enrollment, campus safety, and diversity and inclusion. As your servant, as your Executive Vice President, I will be in charge of heading USM Senate. This is the area that I like to call the on-ground game changers. As members of the Senate, we will tackle issues not only in our departments and residence halls, such as poor heating systems or faculty members who simply don't care about their students, but as a collective group, we would also stand up against issues such as a lack of on-site health professionals who could really help us with our mental and physical health, and the issue of a lack of communication between administration and their student body. Agendas change. I really don't know what next year or tomorrow or the next 5 minutes will bring. But as any student leader knows, and we all are student leaders in our own capacity, you must be able to adapt and you must be passionate about what you do. You must be passionate about being an advocate of change for those who are counting on you. So I promise you that whatever issues my team and I tackle next year, I will ensure that you are one step closer to attaining your success.
All right, last but certainly not least, we have Jordan Thompson running for USM President.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jordan Thompson. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm an uprising junior at Oakwood University, a public policy major, and I'm running for the next USM president. So the biggest question I've been getting so far as running is, what do you plan to do? What do you plan to do? And it's kind of in an aggressive tone, so I feel like the best way to break down what I plan to do as the president is in two categories. So the first issue that I feel with USM is that students aren't really necessarily all the way informed as to what USM does, what it is, or who even's in it. So most people don't know that we have a Senate, that we have justices, that we have the executive cabinet, and I feel that USM does a lot to help the students, but if the students don't know what we're doing, it's almost like it never happened. So a lot of USM is behind the scenes, but I feel like the best way to inform the students is through using different social media platforms, using updates during like chapel and things of that nature, and having a semesterly state of the school address like taken from the U.S. government State of the Union address to inform students, we've worked hard for you all summer. This is what we've done for you. So students are informed and they're behind us. 2, as the USM president, I'm pretty much, the way I see it is I'm the quarterback of USM. So I don't know if you guys watch football, but Lamar Jackson is the MVP this year. He's also a black man, so you can clap for that. You feel me? But the best way that USM works is if it works as a team. So I can go in the office and I can say, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But in reality, I'm just one man. The best way that I can make USM effective is if I put these future leaders in the best position to win. So that's whether it's giving them the resources they need, giving them some of the ideas that I have for USM, but pretty much putting my team in the right direction so that they can best serve you. So as USM, as the future USM president, I have a lot of ideas, whether it be through dormitory life, whether it be academic, whether it be social. There's a lot of things that I plan to do. But as the USM president, the only way that I can achieve my goals is with your support, because I'm just one man. And that's why my slogan for this year is not me, it's we. Because being president, you can have the title, you can wear these nice suits and make these speeches and everybody will clap, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to account. At the end of the year, I'm gonna have to come before you again and say, this is what I've done. So I plan to not only become the president and look good, but also get to work. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to the speeches for your future USM leaders. We're so thankful that everyone was able to make it. Shout out to everyone who is online watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please share with all of the fellow students so that they're able to see what their future leaders have to say. Special thank you to the media team and all those involved with putting this together. Can we give a round of applause for them? This is your opportunity to get involved, your opportunity to make sure that your voice is heard. Please be sure that you vote. Please be sure that you watch the debates next week, and be sure that you stay involved throughout the rest of the semester. Tomorrow we have an event with administration at 6 p.m. in Moran Hall. Please make sure that you guys are there so that your current leaders and your future leaders can make sure that you stay informed. And thank you so much for coming out.
All right, everybody, please bow your heads for closing prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us out here today, and thank you that we were all able to hear safely due to the weather outside. Please be with all of our current and future leaders, Lord. Be with everyone who spoke tonight. Be with them as they make the decisions to continue on in leadership. Be with everyone else who came out here tonight to listen to their future leaders. Please be with everyone who could not make it, and help everyone to have a good rest of their week. Be with us with our studies, our social life, our mental health, and our physical health. And then we pray, amen.
All right, so you guys are free to go. I just have a quick announcement. So banquet tickets are on sale. Tickets are cheaper than they have been in the past. They're $30, $35, and $40. If you have any questions about where to buy tickets, it's in the bio of USM's Instagram, and I believe their Twitter as well. But if you have any questions about what the night will be about, or how do you get there, you can come talk to me, and I can explain everything to you. Have a great night.